So we're going to talk Guardians here for a second before we get to our Super Chats to wrap up today's show. We made this topic thinking Jay was here today. So full disclosure, we gave Jay a Guardians topic.
This was a Jay topic.
Jay loves the Guardians, but he's in Puerto Rico and we're not. So we're going to do it anyway. Earl, your breakout player for the Guardians in 2025 is?
Brayan Rocchio. Yeah, I like Rocchio, man. Like, that's what it is. I think what he showed me in the playoffs, like I can go back visually in my head and think about we was on the road in Detroit and he came up with some clutch hits, and that level of clutchness sustained itself, for the Guardians throughout the rest of the playoffs. You look at the regular season numbers, wasn't all that impressive. I think my man has 78 at-bats throughout the entire regular season. You bat 206, 8 home runs, 36 RBIs. He's going to get more opportunities this year, and I just believe that he's going to carry that playoff momentum that he had last year into 2025, and he's going to hit the ground running. I told Mike upstairs, you trust him enough with the glove, and he has a solid enough bat that I just believe with the year of work and things like that this year we're going to see more from him than what we saw last year.
It's wild. He better ball out because, listen, you gave up Giménez and, you're counting on Rocchio to be like, okay, well, now I'm that deal. I think he showed more at the plate than I thought a lot of people had. I think his glove is okay. I think his glove can be.
He's an above average, not great defensive shortstop.
Right.
Yeah.
I feel like his glove game, he can move into the good category. Yeah. But they're gonna need some offense from him. I went a different route.
He was awesome in the playoffs, though. To Earl's point, he was way better in the playoffs than he was in the regular season.
Playoff Rocchio was different.
Yeah.
He was on a different level. Now, we're going to have to put the lighters in the air. I think this man is going
it's do or die for this guy, G.
Do or die for him because my mom loves this guy. And shout out if you watch it, Mom. Your man, Bo Naylor, he's going to have to do something this year. I picked him as my guy that's going to pop off the pages. Look at them numbers. 202, 4 home runs. They was counting on this man's power. Did he play that bad? I didn't think he was playing that bad. 4 home runs? This man with Menamoski, his brother, listen, it's like Hunger Games. His brother got put in the sky from District 13.
Yeah, he had 13 home runs last year.
Okay,
So
I don't know.
Ant must have grabbed a graphic that wasn't the most updated one.
They put Josh Naylor in the sky. He's no longer with the ball club. So I need
in the sky. Damn, he dead. What are you talking about?
Put him in Arizona.
No, it was just District 13, just like the Hunger Games. You lost, he got trapped out in the woods. All you hear is your stats and your name in the sky. He needs to at least give me 20-something home runs.
He had 13 last year.
Give me 22. If you can live off your brother's legacy and at least ski mask 8 of those home runs and give them to yourself somehow, I take it. Because they're going to need to find some power from somewhere. Big Christmas, he's going to be platooning. We don't know if we're going to see DeLauder. We're never going to see any of these. Bazana, they talk about maybe Bazana by the end of the year. We're not going to get fooled. The minorities on the program and not get fooled by you again, Jason. He's going to be up here maybe by the end of the year. It's going to be, I think if everything goes right and double. No. It's not happening.
Yeah, I don't want to hear nothing else about Gabriel Arias. I don't want to hear none of that. No.
You're not going to fool us.
Spring.
Here we go with that again, man.
You got us excited on the panel 2-3 years in a row. We need to see something. There's progressions. I'm going to go with Bo Naylor.
So I take a different approach because my breakout star for the Guardians in 2025 is a guy who wasn't on the roster in 2024. They traded Andrés Giménez, and as part of the deal after trading him to the Blue Jays was they got Luis Ortiz back from the Pittsburgh Pirates. And I looked at his numbers, and he was a solid pitcher last year. Wasn't great.
7-6.
Yeah, don't look at record. The records are they're the Pirates.
No,
but he has a whip of a 1.11 whip, 3.32 ERA, almost a 3-to-1 strikeout to walk ratio. That was in Pittsburgh. And Pittsburgh is not a pitching factory a la Cleveland.
They ain't got Carl Willis.
And every time the Guardians and the Indians in the past would bring in a pitcher, they find a way to add 2 or 3 miles an hour to his fastball velocity.
Yeah.
And get the RPMs on his slider and his breaking ball to go up by 15%. And next thing you know, they bring in a guy who you thought this could be a solid pitcher, turns out to be a stud. Who was the lefty last year? Matthew Boyd. Off the scrap heap, starting game 2 in the playoffs for them.
Lively, played better.
Lively. They did it with Tanner Bybee, who was not supposed to be the most highly regarded of their pitching prospects, who now has panned out to be the best. I think Ortiz has the raw skills to be a really, really effective pitcher in Major League Baseball. And he was solid with the Pittsburgh Pirates. I think he has a chance to be not just solid, but legitimately good here with the Guardians. And when their rotation's healthy, he's going to be their third, fourth, maybe even fifth starter, depending on how some of these guys pan out. If that guy can be your third, fourth, fifth starter going against other teams, 3, 4, and 5s, you have a chance to win a lot of games if that's the pitching matchup.
Have you seen the projected starting lineup yet? Just curious. This is just a question on the fly.
Like the healthy for the rotation of the lineup?
Yeah, for the rotation, I mean.
For opening day, yeah, it's probably going to be Bybee, Gavin Williams, Ortiz, either Slade Sassoni, the guy they traded for, Naylor, and then McKenzie potentially. But you're asking,
I think McKenzie
I'm not
is
the right guy
I
here.
think, like, just, I'm no baseball, and none of us is really that, but just on a surface level, I think McKenzie is the X factor in all this. Because right now, I don't think anybody's expecting to get too much from him. But if Tristan McKenzie can kind of like, dig back in recent history and become
his velocity was up in spring training.
Like, if just a little bit of who he used to be, then that changes our entire perspective on how we look at this rotation as a whole. Because we know we got a solid bullpen. Like, we can trust that, so.
And you picked a breakout candidate, too. Who you got?
Yeah, actually, with your McKenzie take, I don't have a lot of trust in him, so I think this is the year that Gavin Williams takes that step up to be the second start, or to be the third starter behind Bybee once Bieber's back. I'm assuming late August, I think, is what we're projecting.
He was Jason's pick to be the ace of the staff come playoff time on last Friday's show. He has all the raw tools. Last year, the injury kind of derailed the start of his season. I think he didn't pitch for 2-3 months into the season and never really got into a rhythm. But he's another guy with all the all-world potential. Velocity, the movement, all the stuff you want in a pitcher. You just got to put it all together.
Just think 2 years ago, we was waiting on Gavin Williams to be called up and make his major league debut.
We led the show with it. I remember that. We led the show with it.
So here we are now. We can't act like that the man can't pitch and that he don't have some stuff. He was just hurt last year. He never really got his legs up under him. Like, it just didn't work out for him last year the way that we thought it should. He was showing his pitches a lot, which kind of, took him out that playoff rotation. So, everybody has to go through a little bit of adversity to become ultimately who they want to become and get to where they want to get to. So Gavin's no different. He's going to be better because of the things he went through last year.
This year is going to be a referendum on what they get from Carlos Santana. He done been here 3, 4, 5 times. I think they might as well retire that man's jersey. But when you look at what Josh Naylor was giving you, Josh Naylor was giving you, he was your second best power hitter. You losing 30-plus home runs. That was what the Guardians really, really needed. Carlos Santana had a good year last year. He walks a lot. He's a really good first baseman. But you're going to have to get some power from him. You're going to have to develop some power because you don't have a lot of power from Quan in left field. So we'll see. Jose going to have to hold it down in her first half of the season, as usual.